In the vein of being who you really are, I told you I had a thing to bring to the discussion today.
Oh, is it about me?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, you're related to it.
Okay.
But it's not about you. So, my good friend Ashley.
Oh God.
I don't know if you remember or not. You obviously do. I don't know if you remember or not, but about, let's say, 4 months ago, we were doing a podcast.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Called Colorblind.
Oh,
what did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to bring up some more dementia shit from that guy. I thought it was,
No.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
So we were doing a podcast called Colorblind with 3 other comedians, of which Diesel was one from last week's episode. Go watch that if you haven't already. And on one of the episodes, we were all talking and stuff, and we were talking about, because Paris uses a guitar on stage, right? Paris was one of the other comedians.
Oh my God.
And we were talking about, guitar and stuff, and Paris said, "Oh, Ollie, you play guitar, don't you?" And I was like, "Well, you know what? I haven't played in about 15 years. So I can't remember much of it, but I used to be in bands. I used to fucking shred. I loved it." And then you went, "Oh, you used to shred, did you?"
Yeah.
And I went, "Yeah, I used to shred." And then you were like, "Oh, here we go, shred." And then they were like, "Go on, do it now. And you gave me Paris's acoustic guitar.
And you did well.
I did well, but I'm like, I was playing chords unprepared with no pick on an acoustic guitar. And I was like, and you were like, this fucking shredder. And then you started calling me shreddies. And you were like, "Oh, come on, shreddies." And this became a whole thing. "Oh, shreddies." For like weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm fucking serious. I used to shred or whatever. So flash forward now. Last week, I went to dinner with my lady to one of her friends' houses. It's a couple. And we're having dinner, and it's a gorgeous apartment. And I look over in the corner of the room, and there's a Gibson Les Paul in the corner of the room.
Wow.
Beautiful guitar.
Wow.
And the male in the couple, he was saying like, as literally it was 11:30, dinner was over, and we were about to leave, and I spotted the Gibson. I was like, "That's a beautiful Gibson, by the way." And he was like, "Oh, you like it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I always wanted a Gibson, a Les Paul, because Slash was my hero growing up." And he was like, "Oh yeah, well, that's why I got a Les Paul." So we started talking about guitars, and he was like, "Do you play?" And I'm like, "I gotta be honest, man, I haven't played in like probably 15, 16 years. Since I was a teenager." And he's like, "Would you want to take her for a spin?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck it, I'd love to." So I picked up this beautiful Gibson Les Paul.
Okay.
And I plugged it in. The guy had like a wah pedal, so I was fucking around. He gave me a pick, and I was like finding my way. And bear in mind, 15 years. So I was kind of finding my way. And then at one point I was like fucking around, and I started playing something. And the guy was like, "It's kind of mad that you remember like that after 15 years." And I was like, "Well, I'm trying my best." I was like, "I want to take a risk and try something a bit harder." I was like, "There's no way I'm going to be able to do it because it's been 15 years, but let me try." So I told him to put something on. As I did that, my girl and the woman, his partner, they came over and sat down on the couch, and they were like, "Oh," and she said to my girl, "Oh, I didn't know he played guitar." And she said, "Yeah, I didn't really either. I mean, he mentioned that he did when he was younger, and he strummed my acoustic a bit, but I didn't know he can play electric." And then I started playing something, which I'll tell you what it was.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, my girl was sitting there on the couch, and her jaw was like that.
Okay.
And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "I had no idea." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I just didn't know." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "I'm a bit like hot right now." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "But I told you," and I wasn't even being bashful. I was like, I told you I play guitar." She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, you said you played guitar. You didn't say you could do that." And I was like, "Well, I thought you knew." And she's like, "No." But
you didn't know I could shred.
You didn't know I could fucking shred, right?
Oh my God.
So
hurry up, roll the clip.
Afterwards, it turns out she was filming. I didn't even ask her to film, but it turns out she was filming because she wanted the world to know, right?
Okay.
So what I decided to play.
And she was turned on by this,
dude. She was. I'm like, all joking aside, she was sitting there. Her jaw was dropped, and she was like, she was speacehless. She was like, "I didn't know you could do that." And the husband was like, "Where the fuck? How do you remember that?" I was like, "I don't know, man. It's a gift. I didn't know." But what I decided to play, bear in mind, I haven't played in 15 years. What I decided to play was Jimmy Page's solo from Stairway to Heaven.
Okay.
So, 15 years.
Okay.
So, fucking call me Shredder.
Let's see if I get hard.
All right.
That is a nice guitar.
Gorgeous. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Oh God, I hate you so much. Go on. I'm a bit hot right now. Fucking hell, wow.
Huh?
Fair fucking
Can I play or can I play? Can I shred or can I shred?
You can shred. You can shred my arsehole to bits if you want.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
man. That was fucking... You were giving me the...
Yeah.
That's fucking mad.
Thanks, bro.
So what? When you were younger, though, you were proper like you played. Like, and how old was you when you played?
I played from probably 13, 14 to like 16, 17.
And you can still do that from 3 years.
Yeah.
You're so autistic. You're so autistic.
Yeah.
How? No, honestly, what? You haven't touched a guitar since you were 16?
No, I mean, I've picked up like occasionally if someone has an acoustic, I'll strum a few chords.
But I'm saying you haven't like actually fucked it.
No.
How do you remember how to do that?
Muscle memory. Honestly, dude.
Yeah, but 3 years to gain muscle memory like that is pretty crazy, though.
Honestly, as I was doing it, I remember I started playing it and I was like, there's no way I'm going to remember it. Because I was trying to play it without the song on and I could kind of play a bit. But
you were fully like...
Once the song came on, once the song came on, it was like my fingers just did it. And my picking wasn't perfect. I made a couple of mistakes because my picking, I wasn't in the muscle memory of picking. But in terms of like where the notes on the fretboard were and everything, look at my fingers, bro. These were like swollen all the way up to like here. And now they've gone down. You can feel the calluses coming now if you touch it.
That's a hand that's never done a hard day's work in his life. I'll tell you that much.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can tell you that much. That's soft hands.
I used to have. I know they're luscious. But,
very soft.
I used to have calluses when I was a teenager from playing guitar, and then I lost them. But yeah, these were like.
But 13 to 16, like when I was.
It might have been 14 to 16. I don't know.
Yeah, but why would you throw that nugget in? That makes it even better. That makes it better for you. I'm trying to think. When I was 14, what was I doing? I might have been like maybe robbing from cars or something. But I couldn't do that now. That muscle memory's not there, you know?
Yeah.
That is because I feel like if you said you've done it for 10 years, that would make sense. 10 years is like an endeavor. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got it in the locker. 3 years of playing guitar doesn't feel... Because I was young, I was at 7, but I played guitar for like 2 years.
Right.
But I couldn't tell you any... I know one chord.
Right, okay.
So you're fucking mad autistic.
Yeah.
You're like Rain Man. You are.
Well, you know what?
Do you not think that's crazy though? That you could just pick that up and do that from 2 years or 3 years?
I don't know. I think because like one of my best friends, a guy called Dan, he's a way better guitarist than me. So I don't really think about it as like, I'm like, oh, I'm not as good as Dan.
No, I know. I'm not saying it like you're fucking, a pro, but to do it for 2 years, how many years ago? You're
15.
30, long time ago, right?
Wow.
Okay. long time ago.
Yeah, I probably stopped playing when I was like 17ish. Yeah.
So that's
when I started rapping. And then I started learning music production. So then I started learning to make beats.
Let me tell you something. 2 years from now, this cunt's going to be a clown. I'm telling you. He jumps from one beat to the next.